Thank you for joining me in creating the Kingdom of Erart. I'm SpunkieMunkie. Let me show you what I've gotten done. You can see we now have 3 entranceways into the main castle. That's the bank and the storage area over there, and that's the king's quarters over there. And, oh, hello llama. And here's the main hall here. So what I was thinking of, I got a lot of the floor plans done. That's the kitchen right there. So I was thinking right here would be the main chef's bedroom, basically. And haven't quite figured out what I'm going to have in all these rooms yet. That's the door to the tower right there. So this is more than likely going to be some kind of a guardhouse situation. Maybe I'll just put a regular doorway here. I'm not sure, but I've got the this is just storage back here. It's basically what I'm doing under all the stairwells. I do have all the stairwells laid in, so I can show you some of the floors here. I haven't really done too much with this one yet. This one's going to be mostly the guards. Here's going to be a room here. So I got a lot of the floor plan figured out. Again, more guards. This is probably going to be the king's guards in here and through here, because here is the throne room. So what I'm looking at, this up here just takes me up here to one of these rooms. I'll show you that in a minute. But what I was actually thinking of was down here, right in here, having like an infirmary, a little hospital type room. I haven't sure what I'm going to do over here yet. This is a little thin area to do really anything with, so I might take this hallway out. Here's where the storage vault and the bank vault are, so I might take this out just to make a more complete room. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to handle that one yet. This is like the only area I haven't quite figured out yet. But we do have a stairwell up here, and like I said, this is mostly going to be military, so there's not really too much in the way of decorations I've done here. However, you come up here, and again, I haven't really done too much on these ends, but the main hallways themselves are done. I thought I would put in some smooth sandstone. I thought it actually nice, and that adds a little texture there, gives it a little different color. And again, I got bedrooms here. This will be more for the king's court type thing. So yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good. I don't have, this is where that right up there takes you to the throne room. So it looks a little odd having stone on one side and wood on the other, but I actually like the difference, and I thought these turned out really good. There's a lot of nice depth in there, and again, that's right there. But this right here is the king's quarters. So this is where his bedroom is going to be, and basically just down this hall it ends up at another stairwell. But I wanted to show you what I've got set up so far for the king's quarters. There's his own personal library over there. He's got a nice little sitting area here. You can see out these windows here. And he's got a multiple story bedroom. So you can come up here, and I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do over here, but right here is a roof entrance, so that he can, check it out, see what's going on. Might take that door out, but and then he's also got just this little thing up here, which I was also going to put library books, books cases up here, and make a little reading room. And again, a nice big bay window to look out. So I thought the king's room turned out really well. And here is, you can see the roofing here. So here is that roofed in area up on top. And I thought it turned out really well. I like the sandstone, just adds a nice variance to it. I think it turned out really well. And again, I've got individual bedrooms. Most of these I'm planning on probably having 2 stories. You know, like right here will be the floor. So I'll have 1 story down here and a little stairwell up to probably all the bedrooms are going to be up on top type thing. But yeah, I thought it turned out really well. I got some nice, you know, chandeliers. And of course, you know, this takes you out under the roof area. Just another way of doing it. I did change this railing here so that it works better without being too high. I can fly. Here we go. So yeah, I did a little more decoration, just kind of rounded it off a little bit and did some in there at the corners. That's really all I got done on that. So I got a lot of the floor plans done and the main hallways done, so I'm happy with that, but I need a break from this castle. So I really want a Gladiator Stadium. So I'm trying to figure out where to put a Gladiator Stadium. You know, nothing big, just a small Gladiator. And I was thinking right here in this peninsula, but it would actually be kind of big, and I'd have to build up walls. And why is there a kitty all the way out here? So I was looking at this over here again. And I think this actually turns out to be a very nice stadium, naturally generated. You know, you got some leveled out ground. I mean, it goes up stair steps, so it's great for seating. Could pretty much be, you know, anywhere over here, and you can see I have the stadium itself marked out. And if you don't know how to do ovals and circles, there is a program that I like to use, or it's actually a website, donatstudios.com, pixel circle generator. It works really good for making circles. You can just do a circle here, or I have an oval in here in this case, and you can see you can have thin or thick to where it would, you know, put all the blocks in, or you can have it filled if you want, and it'll show you a center line if it's got a center line. Obviously odd numbers are only going to have center lines. So this is yeah, kind of a program I use, or, you know, website I use. I'll have the link in the description below to get circles, ovals. There's actually another one up here. This orange.io blog Voxel sphere generator is also very good to make actual spheres, domes. You can make cones with it, and it actually shows you the levels. So this is level 1, and then you would just fill this in level 3. If you want it hollow, you would just do the outside border of it on each level. So this actually is pretty cool too. And there's a brazier curve. You can actually change the curve around. And basically does all the levels for you again. So it actually shows you how to build it in Minecraft. And then of course there's solid. And you can do your sizes. If you want to lock the ratios to make it all round, or you could unlock them to make them ovals. So yeah, it's you know, very helpful. Like I said, I'll include this link below also. But for this I just used this, and like I said, I thought it actually fit in here pretty nice. I mean, you can see it's right here. And I was thinking maybe this right here kind of being, you know, clean it up and dig it out a little bit, and this right here would be where the king sits. And these, there's a cave right there, and then there's a cave right here, and they both connect to each other through here. Actually, nope, that's not it. I'll have to get that water will get closed off, but yeah, they do connect up somehow here. Where'd it go? There it is. So I could either have, you know, a player versus player set up to where one player would come out here into the stadium and then a second player would come out here into the stadium, or I could have it set up, you know, and or I'm actually going to give the, you know, two options. You can do player versus player if there are multiple players, or I could have the mobs come out here, and I'm actually thinking of breaking the mobs up into levels. You know, level 1 would be just you know, zombies and skeletons. You might only have one or two of them to fight to get up in the rankings. But then as you go higher up in the rankings, you'll end up with, you know, more monsters or more tougher monsters, and this will just get closed off here. So I think I'll go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to go ahead and use sand as the base, and I'm not sure what kind of wall. I just had this handy because I was using a lot of granite in the king's room. Show a strength type thing. So let me do a little playing around with this, and I'll bring you back when I got something going here. Alright guys, I thought this would be a good time to bring you back. Kind of see how I have the stadium laid out. I actually think it's fitting in here really well. Let's head on down here. So this will be the battlefield. Not too small, but not too big either. I think it's perfect size. And like I said, the player can come in through here, mob come out of there, and go to battle. Beat them up. I'll clean this up, of course, make it look more presentable, and, you know, kind of fix some of this stuff. Fix this right now. There we go. But yeah, I'll have to, you know, change some things around here, and you know, when the match starts, I'll probably take out those right there so you can come out, and then the mobs can also come out on that side. And I went ahead and got rid of the water through here. I'll probably, you know, again, clean that up. Maybe not. And I'll try and keep it as natural as possible. But then you can just come in here, and either the second player or the mobs would just spawn right up in here. And I'll have a step down here, and we can just do the same thing, you know, knock out those three so that the mob can leave. Might have to go a little more than that. Might have to take this out, but I can play around with that. And the seating, this indent was already in here, and I'm looking at it. This was cut out like this already in the natural generation, and you can see it's already lined right up with the top of this. So I thought this was good seating right here. You know, you sit on the seat. Anybody who see everything, that'll be gone. And the king will have a good view right here. Obviously this will be gone. Actually, he'll be a little lower than everybody else. Might have to raise this up, but yeah, I thought this would be really good. I thought it turned out really well. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with these corners here. I'll probably go ahead and do this seating all the way around, and then I'll do, you know, a second, maybe a third level, go all the way around. And then I was thinking down here, if you recall, a couple episodes we came and checked this out, and it came down here. I think I might just go ahead and block this off and use this for my command block room for the stadium. Let me see what I've got on the other side over here, because I want to make sure not to, I don't want to wreck any of this. So I might have to dig down some. Let's see what kind of a level I've got here. Let's see, so this is at 70. Let's see what we got around here. Now you can see why I have the coordinates up. And 63, so we're under it. Perfect. So yeah, I could just go ahead and dig out some of this, make a nice good sized room here for the command blocks, which of course I'll call functions, and I'll have, you know, set up of functions. Probably a lot of testing of the scoreboard system will be involved to get the rankings and stuff. But yeah, I thought this actually, that was really, you know, I thought this turned out really well. Just do this and bam, there we go. Just to kind of give you guys an idea. And then I can curve it around to the top of this. Maybe have a concession stand on top of these. Type thing, you know, maybe we are in 1.92 by the way, guys, so we have all these new nifty blocks to play with. I'm not too sure how much andesite we got around here. A little bit right there. Actually not too much andesite, so maybe an andesite slab, or we can go with this. Kind of stick with the same as the seating to match the seating. So yeah, I'll play around with it some more, but you know, like I said, I thought this was perfect with the seating, and then what I'll do is I'll take this and like that. Yeah, and then I'll give you a single walk path. You know, in some cases it might be a dual. Like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I might fill this in. My main goal is anything in this stadium can't get out, you know, without flying. You can't get out, so. I thought this actually turned out pretty well. Then I can just do kind of a road from the castle, you know, back around here. And I was actually thinking of building the wall from like this corner, probably right around. We'll skirt this mountain over, this river right here. We'll just cut it across. Got all the zombies. Yeah, we'll just cut it across and then follow right along the river. And maybe have this as an entryway here to the stadium over here. And then of course this will be a garden. I want to really pretty this up. I just think this looks so cool as a natural generation. Yeah, I definitely want to pretty this up. Maybe throw another waterfall in here. Right down here would be cool. You know, a little sanctuary type thing. And I just love how it's walled in with the mountains itself. Use the natural walls. Obviously I'll have to yeah, I can't see in here very well. But yeah, so that's kind of my thinking. You know, like I said, I like to use the natural surroundings as much as possible. So instead of building a stadium, I thought this is turning out really well. I'm really happy with how this is starting to look. Yeah, 2 levels might be enough. Going all the way around. Alright, well let me get some of that seating done here. Take care of some of that. And I'll bring you back when I got some of that done. We'll take a look at how it looks. Alright guys, I have a Gladiator entrance right here. Right next to a bunch of noisy drowned. There they are. Let them all. Spawning is so funny. I'll probably cover up this so it's not right in the path, but Yeah, so this is where, if you were going to be a gladiator, you would come in here. Whoops. And not place down torches. There we go. And you can just come right down here. I'll clean this up, obviously. I don't have some of the detail done, but if it's a multiplayer, here'd be player 1. And if you are going PvP, then the second player would just run down here. And like I said, I'll clean this place up. Here it is. Yeah, let me mark this with some torches. And then player 2 would come right in here. Again, I'll clean this up. I still got some details to do, but I tell you, going off of a natural terrain like this, I think this is one of the neatest stadiums that I have made. And if you look at my maps, one of them I made was a random stadium, and it actually, I think I'm gonna pop that in there, because yeah, there you go. And we'll even throw that there. There we go. Yeah, I like how that looks better. But like I said, I'm gonna put and I could be able to put one there. Can put one there though. But yeah, I'm going to have concession stands in here. I'll have a villager in here selling food, probably desserts, cake, cookies, pies, that type of stuff. And then in this one, I'll have them where he give you, sell some real food. And then this is just an observation area here, where you can, come up here and see what's going on. You can see I got a bunch of, passive mobs in here. They kept climbing over. They kept climbing down from here, so I did have to put a second fence around. But that gives me a nice archway to come in from. You can see I got the stairwell here, and I got it pathed out with polished andesite, and I'll continue the path on through here. And like I said, there's where the gladiators will come in, and the king himself, he's got his own little personal stairwell here, which is right here. And I currently have the door open, which of course won't happen during the game. This will be closed, and then sometimes the king will be standing here and watching the gladiators do their thing. So like I said, I'm looking at a tier system of some sort. I haven't quite figured out the details of it yet, but we'll work on that, and that'll probably be more or less next episode. But yeah, I thought the seating looks cool. I thought the whole thing looks pretty good. I like the difference in the details. There's regular dirt, and then there's coarse dirt mixed in with the stone. Every once in a while, you got some granite and some diorite. Not too much diorite, thank God. It's not one of my favorite blocks. I might even change out some of the diorite, but it adds a nice splash of color, so I'll probably just go ahead and leave it. I did add in little stairwells here on both sides of the seating, so you can get up to the second level here, and you can sit up here and be an observer. Of course, you can also jump into the stadium itself, but that's up to you guys if that's how you want to play. But I just love taking a natural thing like this and just kind of working with it. Kind of like in the Bedrock Zoo, where I had the one of my favorite builds in that was the food court, because I knew I wanted offices, but I also knew I wanted an open air food court part, and at the same time, that's where that zombie spawner was too. So I had to kind of work around that, and I, just with how that all turned out, I thought that was one of the best buildings I ever really made. It just turned out looking really nice, and I was really happy with it. So this is definitely one of the better stadiums I've made. I did have a map with a huge stadium called Random Stadium, and it dealt with squares. I believe it was 16 by 16 chunks, and there was 9 of them, I believe, or 9 or 12. And it would randomly generate those 16 in the stadium, so your stadium was always changing. This one will always just be sand. I got a little sandstone slab right here, I believe, just for some extra lighting. So I think that's what it was. Yeah, it's just a slab for some lighting, so I can hide some lighting in the stadium floor itself. It should be light enough so that it doesn't spawn anything. And I'll have to do, like I said, more details down here. I did have a creeper or two come up here and start wandering around from down here as I was building this. But yeah, I think this has turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. So I'll figure out the monsters and how I want the things to figure out, and then I can just go ahead and we'll work on the command blocks to get this stadium set up. Whether it be I'll probably have a control center somewhere in here by this first exit if you want to play, PvP, or if you want to play, against the monsters, and I'll keep track of your stats in the scoreboard. So you're always fighting harder and harder monsters, maybe with different loot tables. I'll set you up a chest. You can put all your goodies, your good stuff into a chest, and then you would open up a chest and just work with what you got randomly, that type of thing. So I thought that might add a little challenge to it. Kill a zombie, but you don't have a sword. All you got is a little couple pieces of leather armor and a stick. You know what I mean? So I thought, we can work something around like that. But I thought the stadium itself turned out well, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's turned out great. And like I said too, you can see the castle's right there. So I will continue this path. I'll fill some of this in, and I'll continue a path over here with some other things along the way. Probably some buildings I'll have around here too, part of the city. Maybe we'll make a smeltery or something over here. But we'll work on that as we come along. But yeah, I still got a lot of details to do on the castle. So I'll be getting back to that, but I just needed a little break, and I just love doing something like this. I think it just turned out really good. I'm really happy with it, and I've got the last space for the king, so I can start popping in coordinates. Like I said, I got a detail. There's no place for him to sit yet. Actually, I got a stair right here. There we go. That's where the king can sit. I'd do a lot more than that, but that was just an example. And then a countdown timer, and then all of a sudden the gates will open, and the mobs will come out, or you'll come out, or both players will come out, and I think it'll turn out really good. I think we can get rid of this grass here. I don't think it would actually be there, but you never know. I might go ahead and do a little bone meal on this. There's really not too many places to bone meal. I think this is really the only side that has grass in it. But yeah, so I think it turned out really good, and I'm really happy with it. And like I said, it still needs a lot of detail, but it's got a good start. Well, that's all I have time for in today's episode. So make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe for some more exciting adventures. And we'll work on the command blocks and see what kind of a stadium we can come up with. Like I said, I'm just going real quick and easy. It's not going to be a big monster stadium. Not like the other one I had made where it's a whole map that way. But so you guys have a great day. Make sure you hit that like button, and please subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.